to Marina's Kitchen. Today I'm going to make some sausage and bean pasties. I'm going to make them with a bread dough. You can make the sausage rolls with a puff pastry, but I like making my pasties with a bread mix. Now I've already got here 500 grams. I always use my bread mix when I'm making a bread dough. I've got 500 grams of that bread mix flour, and I've got to add 2 teaspoons of yeast to it, and then we've got to add 250 ml of warm water. Now what you do, excuse me, what you do is you mix that up and form a lovely soft dough and knead it for about 10 minutes. When you've kneaded it for about 10 minutes, I want you to divide it up into 8 bread rolls and leave them, cover them up and leave them rise while I'm preparing my other ingredients. So really it doesn't take long because they will rise while you're preparing your other ingredients, so it's really not take too long. So what I've done here, I have done my bread rolls beforehand because I wanted to work with them to let them rise. So there are 8 bread rolls at that size. So that is what you do for your bread mix. Now what you need is, I've got here, I need six pork sausages. I like to have the Italian pork sausages. You can have another kind of pork sausage, what you want, or a sausage that's got some flavour to it. But this pork sausage has got some flavour to it. Now what we add to this pork sausage, I put it in a pan and I brown it. I take it out of the casing, put it in the frying pan and brown it and chop it up and just sort of mash it up all in little pieces. And then after, we're going to add 2 tins of the small curry beans. So it's mild, it's not a curry that it's very strong, or it's really nice. So you add 2 tins of the small curry beans to the pork mince. So what we do is, now what I'm going to do is I've emptied out my curried beans here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add all that mince to that bean mixture. And I've browned that mince up really nice, and I've taken it out. There's six sausages there. And now all we got to do is just add that all together with those lovely beans and that mild curry through it. And just mix it all together. Put your oven on in the meantime and heat it up to 180. Have it ready. And this is just coming lovely. Just mix it all together. Now what I need here, is some grated cheese. I've got some nice grated mozzarella cheese because I'm going to sprinkle some cheese on the top when I fill it up. So that's all it is. It's so simple because you've got the flavour in from the beans and you've got the flavour from the pork mince. So that's all it needs. So now what I've done is, when your bread rolls have risen, they come up like that. So all you do is just squash them down and then just roll them out to that sort of size. That'd be enough for one pasty. Just roll it out, very simple, to that size. I've got some egg wash that I'm going to brush on the top. They can be frozen, these. They're lovely. You can freeze them and then just heat them up. They're nice for lunchtime or for the kids when they're home on the weekend. So all you do now is just on one side, just put your filling on one side. Just about a nice spoonful of that goes on one side there, like that. There's enough there, there's plenty of filling, so be generous with it because we've got plenty of filling for the whole 8 of them. And I've lined the baking tray to put them in. And then after, I like to sprinkle a bit of cheese on the top. I like the mozzarella cheese because the mozzarella cheese melts through it and gives it that extra flavour because it melts through the whole meat. Now what you do is I'm going to brush a little bit of egg wash on the side of that, so I can press it down on the side. Just flop it over, press it down. That's how you... Now I've got a tray here. I've lined with baking paper. So just press it down on the side like that. And I'm going to brush it with a bit of egg wash on the top. They've got that lovely, a nice lot of filling in it, so they're really nice and full. And the bread dough seems to give it a better texture to it instead of like a puff pastry or another. And that's all you do. Just put them in there like that. And this recipe will make 8 of these pasties. Actually, they're lovely and filling. Now you just go ahead and do the same thing to all of them. We've got plenty here. Very easy because you've got the pork sausages already flavoured and done, and you've already got the beans mixed in the tins already flavoured, so there's nothing much to do really. Just give it a nice filling though. You've got to give it a nice filling to it and put sufficient on it, and then with that cheese to put on top of it, and leave enough room there so you can press them down, otherwise you won't be able to press them down. And put a generous amount of cheese on top, it won't matter. And then now I'm going to just brush a little bit on the side so we can press it down with that egg wash. And just press it down. Turn it over and stretch it out as much as possible. And just press that down as best you can. And now brush it on the top. That bread dough is much better than a puff pastry because, you know, this is more filling and it gives you a lovely pasty. And they're lovely size, they're a lovely big size. If you just roll that out to that size, it just gives it a nice size pasty to it. Just roll it out, and you make 8 of them. So you've got enough here for 8 of them. Just keep on doing that. That pork sausage has got a lovely flavour to it, and that curried beans, it's something different. I have done them a few times, these, and the kids have liked them. So, you know, even at lunchtime, the weekends, or as I say, you can freeze them. So they always come in handy when you've frozen them. Now put that on the top like that. And just keep enough room there that you can press it down. And just put a bit of egg around it so it'll press down properly. Cover that up like that. And just press that down. Make sure you press it down properly so it won't open up. Now I've got my oven on to 180. You need a nice, fairly warm oven for this. Look, you know, they don't take long to cook, but when you've got that nice pastry looking lovely and brown, because everything's cooked inside, it's not that you've got to cook it a long time, that pastry's just got to be nice and brown. And I leave them until about 15 to 20 minutes until I see that pasty is nice and brown. So look, they're very simple to make, and I hope that you'll try them. Maybe you think that making the bread dough is a lot of trouble, which it isn't though, because while the time you're preparing your meat and getting everything else ready, that bread dough is rising, and it only takes 10 minutes to knead it. Make it into 8 bread rolls like that, and just cover it up in a cloth. So while you're doing your meat, getting everything ready, these little rolls are ready. Just press them out and roll them up, and they are so easy to make. Fill them up and just cook them. So I hope that you'll, it's something different. That mild curry beans gives it a bit of flavour. It's not hot or anything, it's just lovely. It gives it a lovely flavour. Now, I've used the Italian sausage. You can use maybe another sausage that you prefer. I've got 6 nice sausages there. They're nice big ones. So half a dozen sausages, just brown it up. then add your beans mixed to it, and that's all it is. So simple. Have your cheese, and I hope you'll try them. Something different for the kids at the weekend, or even watching football. There you go, the lovely idea. Thank you for watching. Bye.